Welcome back to another video. I just started sitting down and sketching. I had tried to make a few digital videos and I didn't like them, and so I got rid of a bunch of footage. And this time I was just playing, but I thought I'll record anyway and see if anything comes out of it, because I still really need a few digital videos. So yeah, because I had some footage from before we even left for Canada that I thought would be fine for a sketchbook video. So that was good to go. I just needed the digital ones that just were not working out for me. So that was a shame, but it's okay. And I did do a lot of drawing while we were in Canada. I did a few studies while we were kind of around the wedding area, because it was outside and there's a lot of pretty plants, so I did do some of those. Not loads and loads. I would have preferred to do more, and I just didn't. Actually, there's a couple places in the Airbnb, or around the Airbnb that we stayed at, that I should have gone out and drawn, but I didn't, so is what it is, missed opportunity. But I did draw inside the house quite a few times, or when we were idle or whatever, I would just sit and draw. This guy just came to mind. I figured he's going to like some supernatural school, and he's got, I don't know, a bad attitude about it. He's not interested. Basically me. I hated having to go to school. Terrible. He reminded me of a character from something that I've legitimately watched. I don't know if he was a main character or not, and I can't even remember what it is. I wish I could, but he was reminding me of that person that I have a vague memory of, and that kind of helped me figure out his personalities I was drawing. Also that face. I figured he's got a lot going. So this going to school just seems like the least of his problems. And maybe he kind of excels at something that he does on his own. So going to school and struggling through classes is not his favorite game to play. My voice is going to be a little bit rough because this is the first time I'm talking today. I haven't spoken to anyone. I have been, since I got back, doing a lot of digital sketching and trying in general to just draw more. One, because I actually been feeling really good about it. Not good as in I think I'm doing a good job, but just I feel good drawing. I want to draw. I feel pulled to draw, which is nice. And maybe that was because I was drawing more in Canada, because we had days where we were all exhausted, because before we left we were so busy, like super busy, and just not getting any sleep, and it was a lot. And then to travel, not like it's that far, but to travel, and then I mentioned this in another video, so I don't really want to like reiterate a bunch, but yeah, it was a lot, and we did a lot of driving there. So rough. It was rough stuff. We were really tired. And then we get back. And just right back into the freaking sinkhole of work. And I had a few doctor's appointments I had to go to, and God, we had so much. My sister and I ended up staying up until 3:30 or 3 o'clock, something like that. I think she got back and went to bed maybe 3:12, and I went to bed at maybe 3:30, 3:45, and we had to get up at 4. Admittedly, I did not get up at 4. I got up a little bit later, and thankfully I wasn't needed yet, but I did feel bad. But we had to make a bunch of cups for an event, all lasered. But yeah, it was a lot. We had already done a bunch of stuff, and that was the finisher. We'd been asked kind of last minute, and we had to get up at 4 to do the cooking for that, and it was a lot. It was so much. And not long after that, we had to go to our mowing job, do all of the mowing, and it was way more than it has been. Way, way more. It was so much to mow, you guys. I was so tired. My sister finished on the big mower, and she did help me a little bit with some of the weed whacking. But by the time she finished on the big mower, I'm usually just barely finished before her. I was definitely not finished. I still had half a yard in edging to do. And it was, yeah. And a couple trees. I was in the middle of getting the bottom of some trees. The weeds around them, I definitely try really hard not to touch the trees at all with the string, but yeah. The evening sprinklers were even coming on. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so slow. But it's fine. Although the time before last that we were there, I was super stoked because, one, we saw a bunch of javelinas, and that was super cool. I love seeing the wild pigs. I've seen them quite a bit since I started doing stuff on the ranch, but yeah, it was really cool. There was tons of them, like more than 20, and a bunch of piglets. They were so cute. And yeah, you can't get out, obviously, because there was even one that was kind of standing there acting like it was going to fight the truck. But yeah, eventually they headed off and we did our job that day. And then that same day, I saw quail, and I really like quail. I've loved them since I was a kid because my dad drove the gas truck, and so he would go to a bunch of places and fill up, and I was allowed to go to work with him quite often. It wasn't really weird for around here to do that, and I was pretty young, so yeah. But I went with him, and I would see quail at this place that we had to go fuel, like fill up the huge tank in the truck, and I swear it was always storming. So I'd be up on top holding the little gas handle guy, and yeah, there would just be lightning, and I'd be scared because I'm up on a big metal thing while my dad was trying to do paperwork inside. But anyway, the quail were awesome, and they had a bunch of babies, and at first when I saw them, I thought they were leaves rolling, but then they were just a little too uniform, and I realized that it was just their little nugget children that were chasing after them. And the mom ends up looking back and realizing that they got left behind and she had to go back. I don't know. It was great. I saw a huge lizard that day too. Like probably one of the longest lizards I have ever seen in my life. I love lizards and horned toads. I used to catch them a lot when I was a kid. And horned toads, they spit blood to make you let them go. They're not hurt, obviously. It's their defense mechanism. And one got me really bad in the face when I was, I don't know, I was really little. I might have been 3 or 4 or something. But I had caught one and I was holding it and it just was like, bleh. And yeah, after that, I was a little bit more wary about picking them up because my younger self did not realize it was a defense mechanism and I thought I squished it. So I was like super mortified. Anyway, this went on a crazy tangent, but yeah, anyway, it's been wild. It's been really crazy. And it's just gonna keep being wild. The market doesn't even end until October 18th, and our mowing job usually doesn't end until the end of October to kind of beginning of November. And like I said, this last time it was growing. We were kind of getting away with every 3 weeks, but now I think we have to do it every 2, so it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be very, very rough with everything going on. Here's this guy. He's studying. He doesn't want to be, but he is. Kind of imagine he's super, super tired and barely focusing. I actually make to where he's kind of like slightly ripping this page. decided on stripes. I actually I need to stop defaulting to the horizontal stripes, but I really like it. I think I had like, I can't remember, maybe 3 sweaters or something, long sleeve shirts, whatever, that had stripes like this whenever I was younger. So I kind of know what they feel like and what they look like, how they bunch. And yeah, they were some of my favorites. I had this like hand-me-down one, and it was this bizarre green color and a black color, and I love that one so much. Pretty sure it's threadbare. I still have it. It's super threadbare. I have a blue and navy one, and what's the other one? I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe it's black. But this one's definitely modeled after that green one that I wore a ton when I was younger. I don't really wear it now, but I have a hard time throwing it away because I had it for so long. And it was straight up a hand-me-down from my mom when she was a teenager. So I just have a hard time tossing it out. Yeah, this poor guy. Then he works all that he works all that time and he's trying to listen, and then he doesn't even get a favorable grade. Let me tell you, I don't know how I ever stayed awake in class. Like, I had a couple times that I was nearly asleep, and I was just a kid, but gosh. The point of exhaustion where you can barely keep your head up, and if you slightly close your eyes, you're already going to sleep. I was there pretty often. Yeah, this was super fun. I enjoyed sitting and just drawing like this. It's been a very long time. Very, very long time. I have so many sketches in my sketchbook right now. It's getting a little overloaded, and I need to go through and actually finish some of them. But I just have felt more like sketching than anything else. So, bit of a mess. Tiny bit of a mess, but it's okay. Maybe I can use them for sketchbook videos, and they'll be a little faster to film without having to film sketching. And then eventually a sketchbook tour. Since it's taking me 352 years to finish that toned one because I won't work in it, apparently. So yeah, here's a finished picture. I hope you liked it. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day or night, and bye.